And we are back. It's time for our relationship segment. And today we are joined by Olashoetan. He is a marriage and relationship coach, public speaker, and writer with a community of followers online where he gives practical and relatable marriage hacks for couples. And today we are talking about how to pass or how we're talking about how past biases can affect your relationship. Sorry, I'll take that again. How past biases can affect your relationship. Thank you for being on the show today.
Thank you very much for having me.
All right, now first let's establish what biases are. What is a bias?
Okay, so, let me just put it out there. So a bias is like a personal opinion. All right, so it's your personal opinion. It may not be based on fact, but it's just your personal opinion, and it might be judgmental. You have this affiliation to your personal opinion, and it's okay to take it from there. For someone to have an opinion, if you are mentally stable, you will have an opinion, a personal opinion. However, when it comes to relating with people, and you bring your bias on board, because when you're relating with people, it's no longer just personal anymore. So you have to be tolerant of others. And that is what will subject your bias to a test, if it's a fact or not. But sometimes people just hold on to their bias even when they are relating with another person. They're still holding on to their bias and say, I'm not letting this go. And, as professionals, we may need to investigate your bias and discover probably there's more to it, something, an experience you're holding on to, wrong information you've been given. What's the background of this personal opinion?
You know, there's a very thin line. There's bias and there is limiting beliefs. Or
Yeah.
there are beliefs, right?
Yeah, beliefs.
There's something, which of course, belief is something that you have, you've grown with, that you have, imbibed since as a child. And then there's bias.
Yeah.
And how do we differentiate the two of them and know what it is so that we do not confuse these two factors?
Okay.
Especially in a relationship.
In a relationship. Now, it's so funny that your belief can also be your bias, can also be a bias. It's like what I said. We're, as human beings, we relate in communities. We're quite communal. So if you have a particular bias or belief, there is a community. You have a support group. You have a group of people that believe the same with you. So that's, like I said, like, it's personal. When you're relating with people, it will be a test. If you are within your own community and you're practicing your belief, you're talking about your bias, you feel safe and good. You feel heard. Your need for identification, your need for interaction and everything, it's met right while you're within your group. But when you step out and you're meeting someone else, it might be a little bit of problem when, it might end up being a little bit of problem. So that's how okay, this is just what I believe. And it's okay for you to just say, to accept and accept that this is my belief.
So how do you deal with this bias that you have, that has, been ingrained into your DNA, possibly from childhood? How do you, bury it? Because more like burying it, especially when you're in a relationship.
Like, you're almost going to be buried, because sometimes you are practically your bias yourself. You've so personalized it that, it colors you. We can see it all around you. You wear it like you wear it like a cloth on you. It's so serious that, people can tell. You talk about it, you're proud of it, you go everywhere about it, and it's quite difficult for you to undo. It's because there's a lot of history, also attached to it. We don't. That's why I said we have to investigate to see the roots, how strong the roots is. So that's one thing. Now, there's a mindset that's always responsible and sponsoring these biases. So if you have a fixed mindset, it's going to be quite difficult. You're right. So first thing first is to translate you from a fixed mindset to a person that has a growth mindset. Because with growth mindset, you're ready to learn. You're ready to expose. You're ready to experiment. You're ready to,
you have an open mind.
For change. But some people don't want the change. They don't want it, and we just have to some way again because we'll always have them. So we'll have to probably understand them. That's another thing. Managing someone who is stuck on probably their own bias, another thing. And you don't have to, because the first rule is you don't force or impose change on people. You influence them. So first of all, they must know that there's nothing wrong with them. Because as I said initially, you are mentally okay for you to have an opinion. Someone who is mentally deranged cannot have an opinion. So if someone has an opinion, they are not out of their mind. All right? If the fact that the opinion does not agree with you doesn't mean they're out of their mind. Okay? So, I mean, so that acknowledgement and validation is necessary. They need it. In fact, that is the way to move them towards, I mean, adopting a better...
Will you suggest a therapy?
Definitely.
Oh, so you suggest a therapist?
Definitely. Definitely. Definitely.
Okay.
Definitely. You need help. And, I mean, you recognizing the fact that you need therapy, that is a step. It's 50% of the job done. Because that person, what you need to do when you want to help such people is for them to see the need for therapy, to understand, and for them to move, you know, and say, okay, I've accepted to go for therapy.
But telling them that they need therapy is pointing out a flaw.
No, you know, remember the last time I was there, I said that you don't tell people what they need. You don't just go and say, you just need therapy and things. It is the way you care. And that's why I said sometimes you need to work with that person who is dealing with a biased person. It is your interaction with them that will influence them and let them know, like, oh, I think there's more to me. When it comes from them, then your job is done. When it comes from them, when it's their own idea, it's not like you're trying to shove your own idea. That's why I said it's more of influence than imposition.
Ola, getting into this conversation, you know, I didn't understand how wide it is. It's really, really broad. It's really, really, really broad. And I'm glad that we started the first step to it. And I'm sure the conversation would continue online on all our social media platforms, Activity Connect, and also your social media platform as well. Thank you so much for being here.
You're welcome.
Yeah,